I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it. If I don't like it, that's too bad. So I'm going to start streaming on Twitch.
And what was, for people that may not know who you are, how did you become famous? You now have like 1.8 million TikTok followers, Instagram crazy following.
Hot too. So we have a producer for it right now, which we haven't announced like who it is yet, but that'll be something to come. I'm sure here pretty soon. So we've had talks about a documentary. We're working on that. It's supposed to be a surprise, so I can't tell too much.
The Tuah girl is now streaming to 9 people. That single number tells you everything about where this situation has ended up, because the last time her name circulated online, it wasn't for laughs or viral momentum anymore. It was tied to controversy. When her name resurfaced, she was attempting to explain why she was suddenly connected to a crypto project that collapsed. Her explanation was simple. She said she didn't truly understand what she was promoting and claimed she was only the face of it, not involved in the technical side at all. According to her, she trusted the wrong people and got dragged into something she didn't fully grasp. After that, she vanished. No direct apology, no clear reset, just silence. Then when she finally returned, it wasn't with accountability, it was with excuses. Her explanation kept changing depending on who asked the question, and instead of addressing everything head-on, she began teasing a documentary about herself, as if that alone would reshape the narrative. Now look at where things stand. Her most recent uploads can't even pass 1,000 views, and her live streams struggle to reach double digits.
Huh? Hold on, don't talk to me. Go slow. Ah! That's the best I'm doing. I'm getting like 60 something. I don't really know.
That's where the real question starts forming. How does someone go from being one of the most recognizable viral faces on the internet to falling even lower than rock bottom? After gaining nearly 3 million followers in just a few months from a single street interview that dominated the internet, the Tuah girl, also known as Haley Welch, decided to turn that moment into income. At the time, it felt like a smart move. She quickly launched the Tuah podcast on YouTube, pulling in over 200,000 subscribers and lining up high-profile guests. Across roughly 20 episodes, the show brought in around 13 million total views, putting her in a position most viral stars never even reach. Everything looked like it was moving upward, steady and fast, until she decided to push beyond content and attention. That decision is where the momentum slowed, the trust cracked, and the entire run started slipping out of her hands. Fans. She decided to launch a meme coin tied directly to her name, even after fans warned her not to go down that road. Within hours, it collapsed. Early wallets bought up most of the supply, dumped it immediately, and regular buyers were left holding nothing. The damage was instant and public. Instead of answers, blame started flying. Buyers were mocked.
How did you get involved with the person that did it?
I don't run that. I'm too much of a dumbass to run anything like that. I don't know. I'm a girl. I don't know nothing about that shit.
Bitcoin is like huge.
Exactly, and I don't know anything about it. So I kept saying, I was like, no. I hate that it happened, and I hate the people that got affected by it, but that's something that I needed to like open my eyes a little bit. You gotta be so careful with what you put your name on.
Responsibility was dodged. Accountability never showed up. Rather than facing the fallout head-on, Haley Welch played confused, repeating that she was just the face of the project. Shortly after, she vanished completely, leaving supporters feeling burned and ignored. That moment permanently flipped public opinion. What started as a viral meme turned into one of the fastest reputation collapses the internet has seen, not because of one mistake, but because of how it was handled afterward. Following the crypto controversy in December 2024, her YouTube channel slowed to a crawl. Uploads became rare. Engagement dropped off hard. The audience that once showed up in force simply stopped clicking. Most of her activity moved to Instagram, where she began openly addressing the backlash she was still receiving. Not criticism, but resentment. Not long after, she tried to reappear with awkward TikToks and a podcast appearance. She sat down on the Unlocked podcast with CGA Chrisley. The episode went public on October 21st, 2025, marking her latest attempt at relevance. During that appearance, she framed the crypto situation as people hating her for something she didn't fully understand, insisting she was overwhelmed and unaware of how badly everything spiraled. She claimed her cut from the coin was meant to be donated to 2 animal shelters and a charity she supports. Sounds clean on the surface.
It was made out to be like a good thing. So I was like, okay, which at first I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I've never heard anything good about that, Bitcoin or anything on the stock market. I don't know. I'm a girl. I don't know nothing about that shit.
Bitcoin is like huge.
Exactly. And I don't know anything about it. So I kept saying, I was like, no. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't know enough about it. And then they brought that up. So I was like, okay. I ended up giving in, and it bit me in that.
The problem is she never named a single organization, never gave an amount, and never showed any receipts. She openly admitted she didn't control the funds and didn't oversee anything connected to it. She framed the whole idea as something that was explained to her, not something she ever verified herself. That silence spoke louder than any accusation during the entire podcast. Over and over, Haley Welch repeated that she doesn't understand crypto, finances, streaming, or business, even calling herself too dumb to handle any of it multiple times. That angle didn't soften the backlash. It made things worse. The video was quickly buried under dislikes, nearly doubling the likes in a brutal ratio. That reaction wasn't helped by the setting either. The podcast host, Savannah Chrisley, already carries public baggage due to her parents' convictions. Her father, Todd Chrisley, and her mother, Julie Chrisley, were both convicted in federal court in 2022 for bank fraud, wire fraud, and tax evasion. Todd received a 12-year sentence, Julie 7. That history alone casts a shadow, whether fair or not. As mentioned earlier, Haley also claimed she has a documentary in the works. She doubled down on that idea during another appearance, this time on a podcast with Adam Carolla, where she said she already had a producer lined up. Reality check. It's highly unlikely that project ever materializes. It feels more like a last attempt to squeeze attention from a name that's already lost its shine. Adam didn't let things slide either. He asked her directly about her now abandoned podcast and whether it ever made money. Her answer landed flat, awkward, and uncomfortable, easily one of the most embarrassing moments of the entire run. On November 4th, 2025, a tweet exploded online, pulling in over 6 million views off one simple line. The Hawk Tuah girl is currently streaming to only 9 people.
Haley Welch, what's your favorite holiday? Mine is Christmas.
Mine's Halloween. So we've had talks about a documentary. We're working on that. We have a producer picked out, but we're still kind of getting into detail with that, and it's supposed to be a surprise, so I can't tell too much.
How do you sleep at night knowing people don't like you? With no underwear in case they want to kiss my ass.
Naturally, people clicked over to see for themselves. What they didn't find was a comeback, a rebrand, or even an attempt at reinvention. It was just Haley Welch, sitting there playing games like Fall Guys and Fortnite, barely speaking, staring at a near-empty chat, and moving like someone who had never touched a controller before. Nothing about the stream felt intentional. The camera quality was rough. She was in pajamas. For most of the stream, she didn't say a single word. Nearly 95% of the time was silent air, and that silence made the whole thing uncomfortable in a way that's hard to explain. What makes it even stranger is how she originally framed this. She hyped streaming as a major move, treated it like a serious rollout, and hinted that people on her team wouldn't be happy if she talked about it too early. It was positioned as something calculated and planned. But after watching how she handled it, the truth was obvious. She barely understood streaming at all. She couldn't explain monetization. She didn't know what game she was going to play beyond guessing. She openly admitted she hadn't really looked into any of it. That's the pattern. The same one from the crypto situation, jumping into something because it sounds profitable, without understanding the work or responsibility that comes with it. After the initial hype fizzled, things got even lazier. Black screen thumbnails, streams with no structure, hours of nothing but idle chatting.
And Haley, we're going to take your cut and we're going to donate it. And I was like, that's fine. Like, let's do that. For like animal shelters, I have a charity, Paws Across America. And we're going to take that and then we're going to use it to go in there and fund everything. Like, and they also made it out like it was like a really good idea to like get my followers engaged with it too. Like the idea that we talked about was like, oh, 1 month, if you go and you adopt a pet from an animal shelter, you get so many coins. But of course, I don't run that. I'm too much of a dumbass to run anything like that. So
no direction, no energy, no sense of purpose. Just someone going live, because going live felt like the only move left. Now she's posting vertical phone streams while walking through stores, casually picking out gingerbread houses like it's content anyone asked for, and you can feel the disconnect instantly. There's a reason that specific stream couldn't even crack 1,000 views. The only reason it reached that number at all was because a viral tweet sent curious people flooding over, not because anyone planned to stay. Every new stream performs worse than the last. Views keep shrinking, dislikes consistently outweigh the likes, and the momentum just keeps sliding. Add in the recent fake end hoaxes that circulated online, and suddenly, there's nothing positive left in the conversation around Haley Welch. No goodwill, no excitement, no curiosity. Her YouTube channel is effectively silent. Her Instagram loses around 1,000 followers every single day, and now she's resorted to charging people $30 just to see a single photo of her, a move that feels more desperate than exclusive. It somehow gets worse. For $100 a month, fans can pay for unlimited messages with her, even though they're already paying up front. The math doesn't make sense, and neither does the strategy. It looks less like a creator rebuilding and more like someone squeezing the last drops out of a fading name. So now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video, subscribe to BeyondFame, share this with someone who remembers how viral this all once was, and I'll see you on the next one.